Today, we're gonna test some of the best mini crawlers you can get at AMain Hobbies. And we've got the Traxxas TRX4M, the HPI Venture18, the Redcat Ascent-18 brushless version, and the Furitek Fury Wagon. Now all of these are 18 scale, they come ready to run, and they're under $200. Now to start off this comparison, let's check them out here on the bench and see what their physical differences are, and then we'll test their performance. Now first things first is the price, and the Traxxas is about $160. The HPI is $180, the Redcat is $190, and then the Furitek is $199.99. For chargers and batteries, they all include a USB battery charger, and they all include a 2S LiPo battery. The capacities vary on these batteries, and it's 750 milliamp hour with the Traxxas. It's 600 on the HPI, 750 on the Redcat, and 600 on the Fury Wagon. One thing all these trucks will need is transmitter batteries, and they're all gonna need 4 AA batteries. Except for the Fury Wagon, it's gonna require AAAs. Now getting into the meat and potatoes of these trucks, for their suspensions, they're all going to have a 4-link suspension, and you'll also find that they're all going to have plastic links, and they're all going to have plastic center drive shafts. Now with that 4-link front end, that also means that we're going to have a servo on axle set up for all of the trucks, which is great for performance. But one thing that's really interesting is that Traxxas does it a little bit differently, where they mount the servo vertically in between the chassis rails, where on all the other trucks, you'll notice that the servo is mounted down flat, which helps with a little bit of CGs, but arguably, having that servo mounted vertically makes it so you don't see it in the front, which is a nice little touch to keep things a bit more scale. Now for the axle types, they're straight on the TRX4M, they're straight on the Venture18, but then we have portals on the Ascent-18 and portals on the Fury Wagon. Now with those portal axles comes increased height, and this Redcat Ascent has the greatest amount of clearance with that big portal axle. The Fury Wagon comes in second, the HPI comes in third, and then the TRX4M comes in last, but it is very close. The difference is minimal. Now for shocks, on the TRX4M, they are oil filled with all plastic pieces. They are not threaded for adjustments, but they feel really nice and plush. On the HPI, we also have oil filled shocks, and they're threaded for adjustment along with some anodized aluminum pieces, and overall, the shocks feel smooth. For the Ascent-18, it's also oil-filled, aluminum cap on the top with this really interesting half-spring design, and they feel great. And last but not least are the Fury Wagon shocks, again oil-filled. They have aluminum threaders with some anodized aluminum pieces on there, and these shocks feel a little bit dead. Maybe it's the way that they were built, but there is almost no rebound on these shocks. We can adjust the collar a bit, but this is how it came out of the box, and they feel a little lifeless. Now for our tires and wheels, all of these trucks use a 7mm hex, so if you want to upgrade to different wheels and then tires down the road, it's going to be really easy to do with all the aftermarket stuff available. Now on the Traxxas, it includes plastic wheels that are not beadlocks, and they're actually not glued onto the wheel. So if you wanted to change out these tires, now would be the time to do it, and I recommend that you glue on these tires before you drive it. For the HPI, we have these chrome beadlock wheels, and yeah, they are real beadlocks with little covers on them, and they're the only wheel that's non-black of the bunch. For the Ascent-18, these are black wheels, and they are glued onto the tire. And last but not least is our most expensive truck, the Fury Wagon, and these are beadlock wheels with little caps secured on there real well. Now for tire size or diameter, the Traxxas is going to have the shortest tires. The Fury Wagons are going to be a little bit taller. The HPIs are a little bit taller than that, and then the Redcat Ascent-18 has the tallest tires of the bunch. Now something that's pretty important are things like bushings or bearings and metal gears, and all of these trucks use bushings, except for the Redcat Ascent-18 comes with the full ball bearing kit. All the other trucks can be upgraded to ball bearings as well, but you get them out of the box on the Redcat. And then for the gears, all the trucks are going to have metal gears used, except for the Traxxas TRX4M. This truck actually uses all plastic gears. You can upgrade it to metal gears if you want, but out of the box, they're plastic. Now LEDs or lighting is another difference, and the TRX4M comes included with 2 LEDs in the bumper. The HPI comes with a full light kit that includes headlights, tail lights, blinkers, and more. It's quite impressive with an LED controller included in the truck. For the Redcat, there's no lights included, and on the Fury Wagon, it does have 4 lights up top. Special features. The Traxxas is the only one to include a plastic ABS body. It's got some nice detail pieces like the door handles, the mirrors, the wipers, the roof rack. It is a licensed body as well, and it is clipless, and it's probably the fastest clipless system of the bunch. Now the HPI also uses a clipless body. It is also a licensed body of the 85 Toyota Hilux. It is super scale with our roll bar, bumper, front bumper, lots of badging, mirrors, wipers. It looks quite incredible. Another special feature of this truck is that it has a 2-speed transmission where you can flip between low and high gear with the transmitter. First gear is great for crawling, second gear is much faster when you just need to boogie. For the Redcat Ascent-18, this is the high steering version, which you could consider a special feature. So it's got these revised portals on here that sit up a little bit higher and shouldn't drag as much. Another item would be this body, which is super narrow and should provide lots of clearance and no rubbing. It's much more performance oriented, and it is also clipless. Last but not least is the Furitek Fury Wagon, and I would say for special features on this truck are the aluminum chassis rails this thing comes with. There are tons of adjustment holes for your shocks, for your link positions, and if you like tinkering and tuning, these rails are amazing. Now, last but not least are going to be the electronics on these trucks, because half of them are brushed and half are brushless. And on the Traxxas TRX4M, it's going to be brushed with a motor forward setup. The HPI is also brushed with a motor forward setup. There is a brushless version of this truck, but it's over $200, so we didn't include it. The Redcat Ascent-18, this is the brushless version, and there is our tiny Outrunner brushless motor, and it's also a motor forward setup. And lastly is the Furitek. It also has a tiny Outrunner brushless motor in the forward position. Now when it comes to their weights, the Fury Wagon is going to be the lightest truck of the bunch at 394 grams. And then the HPI Venture is going to be the heaviest at 503. The Venture18 is also the only one to have a perfect 50-50 left and right side weight bias, but 51 and 49% are pretty dang close. The Venture18 also has the heaviest front weight bias at 53%. Now for the throttle responses and the smoothness, the Traxxas is actually going to be the most jerky, and it requires the most throttle pull to get the truck to move. Traxxas sells the lower gear set for the transmission, and that's recommended for more precise throttle response. The next smoothest is going to be the Venture18 in its first gear, which has really nice precise throttle response. And then the top dog goes to the Redcat and the Furitek, both on a tie with their brushless systems being unmatched when it comes to smoothness and precision. They are just ultra smooth and can creep along at a snail's pace. For turning radiuses, the Traxxas ends up turning the tightest, at least turning to the left at only 12 inches. To the right, it ends up being a little wider at 19.5. Arguably, the Venture18 had the widest turning, 20 inches to the left, and almost 24 inches to the right. Surprisingly, the Ascent-18 with the high steering, tight steering parts turned pretty wide at 23 inches to the left and 18 to the right. The Fury Wagon did pretty well though, keeping both under 20 inches. Next, we're testing our climbing angle. How steep can we climb before the truck rolls back? And the Traxxas can climb a maximum of 48 degrees. The HPI does 53 degrees, and the Redcat and Furitek Fury Wagon both do 51 degrees. For the lane angle, the Traxxas does 39 degrees, the HPI does 40.5, the Redcat does 44, and the Fury Wagon does 43.5. Made up that pretty easy. I notice I'm having to give it a lot of throttle input to get it to move over some of the tougher stuff. It looks amazing as it's doing it though. See if we can make it up this. Oh yeah, nice and smooth. Feels really controllable. Thought the bumper was gonna hang up there, but we're good. This truck just looks so amazing. Oh, bumper hung up there. There we go. There we go. Oh, bumper hung up again. Super smooth. Let's go a little faster. Piece of cake. So it's nice and smooth, although now after driving the Redcat, I think the Redcat throttle precision is just a little bit smoother than the Fury Wagon. This truck's really nice and easy to drive though. Piece of cake. Ooh, dragged on the back a little bit there. All right, let's see if we can climb up this. Ooh, that left turn, sharp turning comes in clutch there. I'm having to apply a lot of throttle to get it to move just a little bit. Oh, and it makes it. Okay. These tires are nice and grippy. And I'm not noticing anything lacking from the servo. Uh-oh, body popped off. All right. So this truck's got the heaviest front weight bias. Oh, there it goes. Okay. A little bit more of a struggle, but it did it. Body stayed on. Makes the turn no problem. Oh, straight up. Okay. Can we make the turn? Oh, we're going up the wall. I'm gonna back it up. Super smooth. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. And the Fury Wagon. No, oh, struggle just slightly. Pretty tight turn. Give it some gas. Oh, nope. So overall, all the trucks really did fantastic. They're fun to drive, they're good to look at, but they do come with their own give and takes. With the Traxxas TRX4M, it looks fantastic, it turns tight, and it's the cheapest truck of the bunch, but it comes with plastic gears, bushings, and then the throttle response leaves a lot to be desired. Upgrading to the low transmission gears to improve that throttle response would be my very first upgrade. With the HPI Venture18, it also looks absolutely amazing. It has the most front weight bias, it holds the steepest climbing angles, it has a full light kit, it has a 2-speed transmission, and then it comes with real beadlock wheels. The worst thing that I could say about it is that the bumpers stick out pretty far, and in more extreme situations, the bumpers snag on the rocks. For the Redcat Ascent-18, it's a crawling brute. It's got the smoothest throttle, steepest lean angle, tallest tires, portal axles, highest axle clearance, full ball bearings, and it's brushless. This truck navigates the terrain so well, it feels like cheating. The worst thing that I could say about it is that the body has a little bit less scale realism for me, at least compared to the Bronco and the Hilux. And then there's no LEDs, although for some people, this is a good thing. Last but not least is the Furitek Fury Wagon, and in terms of performance, this truck comes in second to the Ascent-18. It has the second best climbing angle, second best lean angle, and second best throttle response with those included brushless electronics. It also comes with real beadlock wheels, LED lights, and those super adjustable aluminum chassis rails. Perhaps the worst thing about it is that it's the only truck using exposed body clips. Now, if I had to pick trucks, just for the cool factor, the scale appearance, the 2-speed transmission, I'm going with this Venture18 Hilux. But if I just want all-out scale driving and amazing performance on the rocks, I think the Ascent-18 is king. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. I'm Brett with AMain Hobbies, and you can go check out all of these trucks with our links down below.